Welcome to the fourth Terminal 2 Tuesday. It's all part of Endless Studios' Endless Summer event, where you get to hack our games to win while learning code. That's right. We're going to play, have fun, and code all for free. Just be sure to stay through the end to learn about how you can win some raffle prizes too. My name's Katie, and I'll be your host today. If you want to get a head start on hacking today's game, load up White House at terminal2.com/games/white-house. Now, today we're going to talk about CSS and styling. Really, that means we're talking about using CSS as a tool to style a website. So what is CSS, you ask? Well, CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets, and it's a language that helps us change the way an HTML page looks. So, CSS was created to work with HTML in a partnership and make it easier to style websites. HTML works great as a framework for building a website. It sets up everything on the website, including the things that a viewer may not even see. CSS complements the HTML framework by giving better tools to control how the website looks. It's written in a totally separate file that you use in web design in order to control things like the color, font, size of text, spacing between elements, what images or colors are used in the background, and you can even teach it to display things differently on different devices, and there's so much more. The reason the style sheets are said to be cascading is that the properties you call out in CSS, the CSS style sheet, apply to everything on the page. So there are parent elements that learn to display a certain way and kind of cascade down through all the sub-elements. As an example, if you set the color of the body text to blue, all of the headings, the paragraphs, and other text elements in the body will be blue unless you specifically make a sub-element a different color. This is a great way to change a bunch of things at once. It saves you time. It makes the web design process a lot smoother. And that way you could just set up something and have it cascade through all of the elements on your site. So I would now like to bring in Craig, a friend of mine, to talk a bit more about CSS. Craig is a community manager for Terminal 2. Hi, Craig. Thanks for joining. Are
Hi.
you up to talk about CSS?
Hi, Katie. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'd be happy to talk about CSS today, especially if we can play a game.
Heck yeah, that's what we're all about.
All right. Well, CSS is really, really useful. It's the key thing to remember about it is that it lets a web developer create a uniform look across a website. So if you look at our example here, you have desktop, tablet, smartphone views. You can actually control that with CSS, and you can do it once instead of having to rewrite it every single time for every single page.
I like that it's a good way to save time. And if you ever need to go back and change something, you just have to change it in one spot and it changes everywhere.
Yeah, that's totally the benefit of it. It saves a lot of time anytime you have to do work, and it makes sure something simple, like let's say you've built a big website and you want to change your font. You only have to do it once and the whole website is changed.
So that makes sense for a website, but does this show up in any of our games?
Absolutely. What we can do, it's a great example, is White House. Um, and anyone that wants to join us while we're playing along can do so. As you called out earlier, it's at terminal2.com/games/white-house. So if
Awesome.
you're cool, I'm going to pull the game up now.
Yeah.
So it's already logged in and had it ready. Let's make it fit the window nicely. There we go. Now I'm going to click on Start.
Awesome. I love how there's paint everywhere.
Everywhere. But suddenly there's not going to be. So we're going to skip through the intro part, which does tell us how to control the game, and go right to the first puzzle element, which take a moment to load. There we go.
Oh
So
yeah, there's nothing here.
it's a white house. Oh, hey, look at that. So when we're playing White House, this works like if you've ever played Fortnite on a PC computer, the movement and whatnot. If you're good, I'd like to see what this is.
Yeah,
All
seems
right.
interesting.
So now you can see it over here. I've got my gun, but it's a paint gun. You can aim with
Oh,
one mouse and do the thing, and we can change the colors. So now we have all the tools we're going to need to color the house.
nice.
And you can see this is what's going to get changed. So we've got red,
Okay.
red bed,
Red bed.
red bed. And then I'm going to change it to bucket number 2. And here we get to pick. And this is where it starts relating to cascading style sheets. Is like you see I picked a yellow color, and right down
Hmm.
here there's this code. It's hexadecimal, and FEEA3B is this color yellow. So when you're doing a style sheet and you're setting up for a website and you're calling out the colors for the elements, you can use these hexadecimal codes to control which color you get and make sure it's the color you want every time versus, oh, was it this one or this one? Oh, see it changed, so I know, this one here is the one I want. Um, Hexadecimal is means 6 by 10. You have hex 6 decimal 10 base 10. The characters in any of these positions can be anything from 1 to 0, where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, and then the letters
Hmm.
A through F, which I can't do the math, but that's a serious big amount of color choices. So when you're doing the CSS and the design, you use hexadecimal codes to control your color. And there are tools that'll help you remember that look just like this in this game. So I'm going to load up some colors so that we can make this White House a pretty colored house.
Yeah.
And you're going to guide and help me. Oh, let's do a little silvery gray. You never know. All right, so
Perfect.
now I can push the buttons on my keyboard from 1 to 6 to get different colors. I'm doing blue. I can do, oh, there's the outside. I can't do the outside, but I can make my window blue. Oops, I shot the outside.
That's,
That's
eventually they'll
awesome.
have to get painted,
We'll go
so.
we'll go back to fixing the bed up. All right, so there. Brown bed,
Cute.
red blanket, that's everything's white, right? I can
Hmm.
do the nightstand. I want brown like wood. And you can see I'm moving pretty simple. This is just like WASD movement for anyone that's played games with that. So getting around in White House and using the hexadecimal colors to paint isn't that hard. It's familiar, and if you've never played games in this way, it's nothing to worry about. This is really easy to pick up. And as you color, you see things like, oh, the walls are textured. Well, what if,
Yeah.
like, is this texture the same? Yep. So part of the game design, we made sure the game it would look nice. Um, I have
I can guarantee
compulsions.
my house did not look this
Yeah.
nice.
So I've got compulsions, so I'm making sure that they stay all the same color. And then because it's using a gun technique, you can do that. You can just,
Rapid fire.
ah!
Oh no.
But now I got to
This
fix
is
the
closer
wall.
to what my house looked like.
Right.
Just
So I
paint
got to
everywhere.
fix the wall. And if you'll notice under the paint buckets, I was going to point on my screen like you're next to me. If I move the mouse, my paint gun changes. But under the color buckets at the bottom, you can see the hexadecimal code. And it
Hmm.
changes with the colors. So this is a kind of fun game, and it's a really easy way to see the colors in action. I haven't done my computer desk, but let's go out.
Can
Oh,
you open the door or
nope, didn't open. So we'll do a test. Oh, wait, I got to see this. This is small. Can I target that? I can.
the tiniest
Yeah,
green light
sorry.
switch?
Precision matters.
Oh,
Bam. Okay, so yeah. So we're in a puzzle.
okay.
So if I go to this door, it's not going to open. If I change it green,
Mm,
nope.
different puzzle.
So we got a piano. Let's look around. Oh, okay.
There's a question
And a
mark.
chair. So let's see what this says. Maybe I should try to paint more of the room. Good idea.
Time to rapid fire.
You want rapid fire? All right, we'll do the walls. Oh, wait.
Oh,
Look at that. I
oh,
saw
it's a
that
picture of
change.
your
Yeah, see, I
door.
saw it change colors when I went by.
Cute.
Okay. So the mirror painting thing says the door should be blue. I have a
We have
blue
a
loaded on
blue.
number 5.
Did it work?
It's the wrong.
Not the right blue.
So as you can see, it's a little darker, a little lighter. So I got
Mm-hmm.
number 5 up. I'm going to press H for hack, which is in most of the games.
Okay.
And I'm going to try this one. And the code changed, so I know I got a different blue. That was it. It was one color off.
Nice.
Just by luck on the blue I chose.
Doors open.
So now I'm in a stairwell. You can see the outside again. Doors in the way. Whoop, overturned.
Huh.
Got to hold downstairs. So this, all we're doing, color bottles. So I walked you through this, is how to get the colors changing.
Mm-hmm.
This is like making a website. So every single thing, I want this cabinet, 1. I want the refrigerator, 1. I want the whole refrigerator, no, the whole refrigerator. So if you're using HTML to design a website, you would literally be like, you have to say, there's a refrigerator, and it's got a refrigerator door, and it's got a freezer door, and there's splotches.
They're all kind of separate.
Yeah. So then every time, so now I'm gonna find out why it's like you got to have these squares.
Are they like family pictures? Though you're creating
Getting
vegetables.
Vegetables. So this is a Easter egg. Yep. Achievement. So, okay, well, that's colored. We're going to come back to this. So when you're doing a website with HTML, which is the language you typically use, everything, oh, there's a rug. It's a silvery rug. It's a nice
rug.
silvery rug. I'll take that one in my house. And it's got wooden chairs. And the wooden chairs have tops. Oh, because it could be a cushion. So I was thinking it's the top. No, it's a cushion. It's a yellow cushion. So I'd have to do every single chair around and around in the game to do it, because this house is an HTML house. You sent the pictures. Let's do that. Ooh, okay, yeah, there's artwork.
Dude.
Oop, now the wall's yellow. As is appropriate. I will make a change. There. So again,
everything is its own.
I can't say all pictures are mustard yellow. I have to say this picture's mustard yellow, this picture's mustard yellow, this picture's mustard yellow. So this is the whole point of CSS, is when you're dealing with something like this, you can get a lot done. You have full creative power, but you also have to do it all yourself.
Yeah, and even if you want to go back and change all those picture colors to something else, you have to do it all again.
Let's see, they're green. Now I can be like, I know the green color. Like you can just start pasting that in there in your code, cut and paste, but you still got to cut and paste it every time. You still got to target each one of these and shoot them in the game.
Yeah.
So let's see, door. It's a green door again. That doesn't work. We know that wasn't going to happen.
Can it be a green and red door because of the colors next to it?
Oh, yeah, this.
Oh, it's probably going to paint the whole door.
Well, let's see if it's going to get... I just shot something on the outside and it turned red. There's a dot. Oh, wait, that's my centering dot. Okay, that's better. Well, this is an air conditioner.
Okay.
Oh.
Voltage box.
Power. Well, maybe we have to turn the lights on.
Okay.
Maybe we don't. Maybe we have to turn this green. And again, so imagine you're building a website and you're like, maybe this, no, maybe that. Every change, one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. I'm going to jump over the cabinet and try to get on it, because I'm going to do this. Last time we shot one of these, it taught us something. That's the clock.
That's so helpful.
Can you get the food? No. So the puzzle in the house is just like the puzzle of making a good website. You're going to do things and change them. What's that out there? And change them and change them. And HTML is slow because you got to make every change yourself. Whereas CSS, as we talked about, you do it once and the whole thing's done. TV. Nope. What do you think?
That picture.
Oh. Yeah. Blue. Silvery, I guess. I hit the wrong button. Of a red
Pink TV.
Red TV. Red TV.
Red TV.
Okay.
Did it work? Pink TV?
No, it's the wrong red, maybe? This is too bright. And this is
salmon.
So this red.
Oh.
That was scary. Do you see it?
You just unfull screened your game.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to be unfull screened.
That's fine.
All right, so it's a darker red.
Did it work? No.
Nope. And it's
Still two.
022D22F2F. I'm going to look at
Mm-hmm.
my bigger screen. So let's try that one.
No.
Maybe make them the same. Oh, now it's darker. So I think you've got it. It's totally this. It's just finding the right
It might
color.
even be over to the left
Yeah.
and then down a couple. And
Like
yeah.
here.
Yeah, try one of those.
Oh, you're a
Oh.
winner. And the thing has to be blue. See, I can jump couches, but I can't do that. All right, so we're gonna get up number 5 and make this blue.
Oh,
Look at
good.
you.
Okay, so now we have some switches under some colors.
So I need to pull up my red and make the middle red.
Makes sense.
Let's see if I can. Yeah, I can get that. Okay. And then I got to get my green and get a darker green. That's not green.
Perfect.
Well, spamming didn't work. Okay, so it's got to be darker than that. And that's 142. I'm only memorizing the last part because I'm like that. I don't know, maybe it's over here.
Yeah, maybe. It's kind of like foresty green
Yeah,
instead of like
that's too
pea
bright.
pod green.
Let's go all the way.
Okay.
So this is exactly what people do when they're designing websites if they're only using HTML.
Mm-hmm.
Is we're making
One at a
every
time.
change to see, does this look right? No.
I think your
Okay.
red needs more red,
Oh, you think that?
less
Yeah, you're
less
right. Maybe it's the red
magenta.
problem. Oh goodness. So this is, you can get it done. Now,
Oof.
but
No.
this is exactly what web design was like before HTML. You thought you had it good, and you're like, there's a navigation bar, and it's this. Oh, hey, look at that. All right, so we did it.
Oh man, that
It
was
was you and the red.
one. But you had to do all that couch jumping though. I don't
Hey,
know if I could handle that.
anything for carrots over there.
Yeah.
So,
Perfect.
so old school
Sweet.
web design, you would literally be like, I have a top navigation bar. There's a home button. The home button is this big. It's this font. It's this color. There's a about button. The about button is this big, which is the same as size as the home button, and it's this color, which is
Mm.
the same color. But if you got a number wrong, it wasn't. Whereas CSS lets you get it all right at the same time by saying, if it's a button, it looks like this. All buttons look like this. So, oh, look at
Now
the
outside
whole
looks
world.
pretty
Look at
stark. Oh,
that.
there's your window.
I got
Where's
my
your blue
window.
tree?
There's a question mark. Question mark. There's this
Okay,
one
there's
too.
a couple.
So let's see what this says. Oh, it's the day thing. This button does daylight. And I'm going to fix my full screen problem.
Ah, yes.
And I'm going to resume. I didn't realize I paused it. There. So this is the daylight button in the game. If you want
That's
to
a big
change
button.
the way it looks, find buttons like that and you can make it different times a day. I'm not going
Ah.
to see. I did shoot those with blue. That's
Yeah.
funny.
I thought it was part of the sky.
It's part of the game. So that's going to be something to remember later if you're playing this. I need a canvas for the easel.
Yes, that easel
Okay.
looks very empty of a canvas.
Canvas. What's this? Oh, the
Another
key. So
button.
that's the key to, yeah, right there. I remember the door's over here.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to find something. And this
Some
looked,
colorful
I remember, I say I
items.
saw some color up here and I didn't think it was mine. Yeah, okay, right here. New hexadecimal tool. Aim at an object, right click to copy the style sheet, and use left click to apply it to the other. So now we're going to start using CSS. That's what this is saying. Take an object, copy its style sheet, its CSS information, and put it on another. And what that'll let us do is, like, if leaves on a tree, make them blue, which is what I did over here with a bunch of bullets.
Uh-huh.
But we're going to do more. But first I have to, okay, there's a painting. I want the painting. And what's this say? You can color things faster with the style tool. Try it out. So now I've got my style gun. I don't know why that went away. And so I have two guns now. I have the paint gun and this one, which is the copy style. So
Mm-hmm.
I've got to get the painting. Oh, this is easy. Okay. See, this is this. Over here is another one. So I need
Spot
to
the
use
difference.
CSS, and I'm
Hmm.
going to right-click shoot this one, and I've got the
Okay.
code. So I've got background
Oh,
color is this. So I could write these down if I was doing it the HTML way and type them in every time. But
right.
now I've got the style sheet copied into my paint gun. So then when I look at another one and shoot it,
Oh, and something
yeah,
happened.
there's my art.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, because it copied this pattern onto
Yeah.
this, which means if I shoot this tree,
Oh, they're all gonna use the
and
same
if I shoot my one way out
style.
there, like
Yeah.
I can fix all the problems. And I've got my
Beautiful.
artwork. So this is really the heart of it. It being CSS and Y is like I can't apply it to the house because I'm in tree mode, right?
Yeah, your sheet is
Yeah,
specifically said leaves and trunk,
right,
which houses do not have.
right. So we have to then set up a different one for the house where I should be able to go up to the left and select the color gun. Now I've got my colors back, and then I'm happy with my colors because they were fantastic. Bricks on a house are red. So
Yep.
then I should be able to hack and go to the style and get, yep, this is the one I have for trees. And I'm going to get style for the house by shooting it with the right click button.
Oh, and it sucked in your brick color.
But it also picked up, see that? The yellow?
Oh,
It knows the different elements.
because your yellow window.
Right. And see how it didn't do the fence, but I can get the roof. So this is where if you're playing at home, like you set up a style sheet and you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna run around the whole house and get it quick, and you can just figuratively shoot your paint gun at everything. Oops.
Yeah, that works way better
And
than what I
apparently
was doing.
this is totally part of a house now, apparently.
Yeah.
So let's fix that. That's bugs. That's another lesson later on. But I can just like bring color to the whole world. Pink pine trees. Okay.
Pink pine trees amidst your Lorax pink trees.
Yeah, exactly. I speak for the trees. They are all pink. Can I get that far? I can get that far. So White House,
Nice.
you're taking a very one color boring world. It's pretty neatly designed. I bet the wall over there, I bet I can use the house colors on it. Nope, I'm wrong. I'd have to make wall styles. No, okay, I got one.
Some of it
The
is.
pillar is the same kind of structure as a house. I'll buy that. That's a support. But the brick wall is not a house wall. So yeah, when you're playing the game, you can set up style sheets and use them and change the whole world and make it pretty, which is who doesn't want a pretty world? And I've got the art. It's hiding under our avatars on the video here, but when I walk up, it'll jump out.
Hmm.
And we got the same problem as before, but it's a different color set, right? So
Yeah.
dark tree with green, light tree with pink. That's my template. I go to my tree gun. I've got two trees here, and I'm going to get a new one for the darker tree.
I even think your first tree was a little different.
The way the game set up, it set me up to do that. So I had one of them, but not both. It's a smart game. Um, and then I can just go like this. And I can even, like, if I don't like pine trees being that light because pine trees are supposed to be darker, I've got
Hmm.
bucket number 3. Let's get a nice pine green and go with that. My coniferous pine tree is now dark green. Then,
Very festive.
ho, 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 just like me with a beard. So now I've
Don't
got a
get.
style sheet for the wood and the leaves of the tree.
Okay.
And I'm going to use paint or bucket number 4, right click. Now I've got that pattern. So I can go, the Lorax is happy, but
We want accuracy.
We can't have Christmas without a nice green Christmas tree, holiday tree, whatever your Festivus pole.
Right.
My favorite. But you
Maybe
can.
this year I'll have a pink
Ooh,
festive tree.
that would be something. I will have to see those pictures. Speaking of, so this is we're playing on the website. The goal is to get to the point where you can unlock this door, and
hmm
this is where the demo of the game kind of ends. So it's a good time for us to stop. Um, I can sit here and go crazy and make this area loaded down full of colors. But what I'm looking for, I'm going to take a picture of my mighty trees. If I can only get third person, my Christmassy trees, which I now have to finish that one to feel good about life.
The
Okay,
complete set.
if I'm going to take a screen capture, I can't go that far.
Oh, is it beyond the gate?
Looks like it is. Yeah, because it's not highlighting, so that's how I know. All right, so I'm going to get a
Just
screenshot.
hide it.
Boom. I took a screenshot. If you're one of our Discord members, I'm going to post this in Discord so you can see my White House coloring, and then you can get creative on your own and share that with us as well, because I like to see what other people do. And that's the whole point of styling and style sheets is it saves time, but then it lets you control everything. So when you play through this area, you're not done until you feel done and you're happy with how the colors are going, right?
Yeah, and you can make it whatever colors you want.
Whatever color you want, and then
That's awesome.
save it all as a style sheet and go bonkers. So now I'm making the hills different colors. I could set all the terrain rules. Oh, see, I didn't even notice that. I was on a cobblestone path.
Oh, neat. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So, like you mentioned, you'll be posting this in our Discord,
Yep.
which you can find a link below if you'd like to join our Discord. And I think that would be a great idea for our weekly raffle.
Oh, hey, yeah. Great idea. Um, you want to talk more about CSS while everybody's playing out in the world? Give them time to make something pretty for their screenshot?
Sure, yeah. Let's keep going.
Okay. So this is going to sound a little nerdy, but really, let's talk about CSS in the real world, how this applies when you're not playing video games and you're not on a computer. Um, like I said, it's going to be nerdy, but there's this example in the real world that I think is awesome and perfect, and you can see it if you're looking at the slide here, the pictures. It's called the MUTCD, the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices. It's a standard set by the United States Federal Highway Administration, and the standard set and the MUTCD control all of the traffic control devices we see when we drive, ride, or walk down the streets.
Okay, so that's like the stoplights we discussed last time.
Yeah, yeah, and all the street signs. They are control devices. So counts the stoplights, the street signs, the painting in the road on the lanes, the dimensions on the signs. For they're all set up by the guidelines in this MUTCD thing, as are the style and size of the letters on the signs.
Ah, you said style.
Yeah, yeah. So the MUTCD is, in its own way, CSS for our streets and roads. It's one set of design guidelines that impact every road in the country.
That's awesome. So having the MUTCD guidelines lets everyone who's making new roads or updating the old ones know exactly what they need to do for their work. You know, kind of like CSS. And you can update your old website and really quickly overwrite everything to be, uniform and pretty, just like your beautiful White House picture.
That's really it. If you're building a website and it has more than one page, using CSS is going to save you time. It's going to make sure everything looks uniform and good, and make future changes super easy.
Mhm.
Imagine on the roads, if they didn't have a universal set of guidelines 100 and whatever years ago when they first built the roads, and every town and in every neighborhood, everybody just did what they wanted. That's kind of HTML. We're making this kind of road. Let's pick our color. Let's pick our lanes. This makes it so much better. That's the whole heart of why we want CSS if we're using or designing a website.
Yeah, it
So,
makes a lot of sense.
yeah. So with that, I think it's time for me to take my leave. I'm gonna hop over on Discord and get back working on Discord. I'll share my screen capture from the game today and chat with anyone who might be around. Um,
Awesome.
yeah,
Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was great to have you. But before you go, would you mind coming back next week?
next week. Yeah, sure, great. I can do that. I'll see. I guess I'll see you and anyone else who's watching that there next week.
Perfect.
Bye,
Thank you so
Katie.
much. All right. So we're about to wrap things up, but before we do, let's talk about this week's raffle entry. If you join Craig in Discord and share a screenshot of your work in White House, kind of like what Craig was showing you, you'll be entered into our next and final weekly raffle. So, what can you win? We have, of course, a Terminal 2 swag bag that includes a backpack, t shirt, water bottle, and stickers. You'll also receive a game code for all of the games currently on Terminal 2. You'll also gain an additional entry into our grand prize drawing at the last Terminal 2 Tuesday, which is only 1 week away. Our grand prize winners will receive the swag bag, the Terminal 2 game code, and a voucher to join one of our Endless Studios courses. You'll get in for free and learn to program and hack your games using the same tools that game developers use, even if you've never programmed before. So, we will be announcing our grand prize winners in next week's Terminal 2 Tuesday. That will be the last Terminal 2 Tuesday in our series of endless summer events. So be sure to join us and see if you're a grand prize winner. Remember, if you aren't old enough to use Discord, please talk to your parents first. And that's it for this week. So thank you so much for joining us as we learned about CSS and styling. Have a great week.